Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're hitting part 3 of the Snyder cut of Justice League. So far I found it a really awesome version of the movie. I think there's a lot of scenes that have been added back into this version that make the whole movie make more sense, and also the characters make more sense. Or at least give you a bit more backstory about the characters and the way that they are. And some of the scenes that I found made a big difference would have been like the very beginning, of course, the Kryptonian death cry. The fact that that's the actual vibration or resonation that caused the reaction in the boxes, which then woke them up, which then sent a signal out that Steppenwolf could actually follow. I like to see more about the Mascara, the level of commitment that the Amazons had for guarding the box, prepared to sort of sacrifice their lives as that whole segment of the temple went down into the ocean, which was crazy. And I love watching the Amazonians fight as well. Like, they're such fierce warriors, and it's just awesome to see women depicted in such a powerful way, which I think is great. I like seeing Bruce's trek over the mountains when he was looking for Aquaman, because it's sort of a throwback to his days in Batman Begins, where he went into Iceland and wherever he was going to find the ninja to be able to be trained. And I think it's important to tie back, well, the character changes to tie back to that Batman is actually a hardcore warrior kind of character, very intense. So that was pretty cool to see, and also the fact that they showed the village had its own autonomy. Like the obviously the guy that was in charge of the village there, the spokes guy, was prepared to try and kick Bruce out, because he's like, take your money and your stories and get out of here, we're not interested. So that was kind of cool as well. The whole ceremony thing when Aquaman was taken off into the water, that was kind of, it makes sense. I mean, if you're in an isolated village and you'd sort of see Aquaman as a god, fair enough. The whole goth singing, sniffing the jumper thing, I guess, hey, girls are going to have a crush on Aquaman, but it's like, but if you're part of a village with a whole lot of women and you all worship Aquaman as a god, then maybe you don't want to be sniffing his jumper. I don't really know. Girls, maybe you can make some comments about how that works for you. To me, it was like a little bit, whatever. I love the Wonder Woman scene. I love the way that they sort of portray her power better, with the slightly longer version of that particular hostage scene, right from showing her moving at the super speed with the bullets and bits, but even just small things like so many times in superhero movies you see superheroes fighting other supervillains, so it's just like two normal people having a fight, they punch each other and they might go flying, but that guy can handle the punch, it dusts it off and away he goes again, and vice versa, or she, or whatever. I love the way that Wonder Woman kicked those guys and just biffed them across the room, grabbed one guy, threw him toward the hostages, then caught him, then biffed him back against the wall. It's pretty cool to see that kind of portrayal of the actual power. I thought it was particularly funny when she used her gauntlet thing, and in the original cut, that was just a flash of light and it was all done. But of course, I love to see the aftermath of using that power. Just destroyed half the building and blew all the rubble out onto the cop cars. That was really funny. It reminded me of her original movie, when she went up into the clock tower against a sniper and destroyed the whole top of the clock tower. Because, I mean, if you were dealing with a demigod with all this kind of power, you'd expect, to see the physical constraints that normal people are bound by completely undone. So it was awesome to show that side, and plus I think Wonder Woman's awesome. It's really cool to show her in that more powerful portrayal, And also when she went down into the ruins of the temple and found out about the story, the backstory and history with the fight against Darkseid before. So I think it made more sense then when she was talking to Bruce in the original, how she knew so much all about it, like did she learn in her childhood or what? But now we know she learned it from going into the temple ruins, which was, well, the temple basement or dungeon, whatever you call it. So that was pretty cool. The Aquaman scene, of course, that made a lot more sense, the way that Zack Snyder's vision had tied into the Aquaman movie. The fact that first of all, when he comes to defend the box, Aquaman actually has a history and knowledge of the box, because Falco's telling him, hey, look, the box that we've been guarded is no longer safe. Get there and protect it. And of course, even the conversation with Falco about how his brother wants to, cause a war between surface dwellers and the Atlanteans and things like that. So I thought that was really good. It just makes the whole thing make more sense, and you can definitely see Zack Snyder's overall vision was a lot greater than what we saw or were led to believe with the Joss Whedon version of the movie. So I thought that was pretty cool. The new Steppenwolf, he's looking pretty tough. I'm neither here nor there when it comes to Steppenwolf. I know that in the lore of these particular characters, yeah, he would have been a big part of it, but I didn't really follow that kind of stuff. So to me, he's just like a giant, weird sounding kind of, I don't know, he's sort of got a very old, but not like an alien being old vibe about him. He's got like more like an ancient, just tired old man kind of thing about him. I don't know, maybe just me. But you know, and of course, probably the best thing that I liked about the movie so far was seeing that epic scene at the end of part 2 with, you know, all of the races of men and Atlanteans and the gods against Darkseid. Well, Steppenwolf, you know, I thought that was awesome to see. The more, again, the portrayal of power. You know, when you're watching a superhero movie, you want to see some power. You want to see a portrayal of superpower, and where does that sit in the real world? And so at least that's what I want to see. I don't want to see like a Superman punches another Superman, so it's just like two guys having a fight, but they get thrown further when they hit each other. It's like, no, I want to see, you know, I want to see a portrayal of power. So it's pretty cool, of course, with Ares coming and chopping with the battle axe and chopping down onto Steppenwolf's shoulder and then giving him a big boot in the chest and sending him flying. That was kind of cool. And, you know, of course, the other characters and just the portrayals of power when they're all teaming up, you know, against Steppenwolf in that history battle. I loved at the very end when they were watching Steppenwolf's people flee back into the skies, you know, and you get to see Zeus and the other gods walking up amongst the men, you know. It's like, wow, they're huge. They're almost like Hulk size huge compared to the normal people, which was pretty cool to see as well. So, you know, the whole thing's been pretty exciting, so I'm looking forward to getting into it. So without further ado, let's go. Part 3, Beloved Mother, Beloved Son. All right, we're obviously looking at Barry Allen, Central City.
So sorry, I'm late.
It's kind of a very creepy first impressions connection, I guess.
I'm so sorry I'm so late. I didn't mean to be so late.
Resume.
I love the Ezra portrayal of the Flash. It's perfect. Reminds me of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Yeah, it's the perfect kind of character and personality you'd expect. Dude, your burger's on the ground. Let it go. It's dead. So, pretty obvious what's going to happen here, but let's see it.
Central City College, I'm a criminal justice major.
Oh. 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 Now that's something you don't see in the portrayals of these superheroes very often, is like the wake of using their power in the real world. I love his run. He's like, it's almost like a kind of nervous run, not a super speed run. He dreamed about hot dogs. Forget the hot dog, save the girl, bud. Snack for later. That's some control. He got the job.
Oh my god. I start on Monday?
These parademons and Atlanteans? Oh, okay.
You have been near a mother box. Where is it?
No son or daughter of Atlantis will ever tell you.
Oh, terrible but awesome. It's what you want to see. It's like, again, portrayal of power and of the side effects, you know, of the aftermath. What the hell is that? Like a facehugger thing? Oh. Naomi Adams is such a perfect casting for the Lois character, such a contrast to the other Loises in previous movies and TV series, and she's perfect.
He must be an Atlantean. He said he'll fight with us?
More or less.
More or more less?
Probably more or less.
He said no.
He said no.
My people went to war with him once. So?
This is the third person. Disappears for 1/30th of a second here.
Barry Allen, Central City. Go to him, I'll work on number 4. Organic and biomechatronic body parts. He's a cyborg.
Good to see the backstories of these characters a little bit more. It gives you more understanding about where they're at. I think it was so hard in the original version because we didn't get much time to see anything about the characters. We just saw them suiting up and basically getting into battle. And I do remember seeing these scenes teased in the original trailers for the Joss Whedon version.
Your son may be captain of the football team and a certified genius, Mrs. Stone, but that doesn't mean he can hack into our system to change his friend's grades.
Okay, so he's a genius and a jock, so he's like the guy every other guy hates. So is it like that for real over there in the States, guys? Someone comment below if you know, I don't know. But in that kind of weather, the game still goes on? I know over here rugby goes on in the rain, but I'm not sure what would happen if it was snowing.
I know he's proud of you. We both are, Victor.
Well, it shows a bit of depth to the guy. Oh.
Your wife didn't survive. I'm afraid your son won't either.
That's really nice to see. He's a loving dad before he's a mad scientist. Tough situation.
If you can't stand looking at me, try listening.
Interesting to see the contrast between, you know, before the accident he was like craving his dad's sort of approval and everything, and now he sort of presents him obviously for having made him into a superhuman cyborg. It's like, okay.
Your physical strength is just the tip of the iceberg.
It's good to see more of Cyborg on his own. Whoa. He's like, yep, I can fly. That's awesome.
In the world of ones and zeros, you are the absolute master. No firewall can stop you. No encryption can defy you. We're all at your mercy, Vic.
And it makes more sense too, knowing that he was a hacker before all of this technology. Words at his
The
fingertips.
fate of the world will literally rest in your hands. Its entire nuclear arsenal you could launch with a thought.
Wow. He's dangerous, isn't he?
The world's monetary systems and its complex interactions will seem as easy to manipulate for you as a child's plaything.
Oh, wicked, wicked. Oh, oh, that's awesome. To appreciate the gravity of his actual power and his ability, like, to control everything in the world that's electronic or digital. It's over the top. Oh, that's wicked. Digital Robin Hood.
Victor, these are the words and deductions of a scientist. As a father.
Oh, he's still bitter, isn't he?
Talk to my father, who's still in prison for the murder of my mother, which he didn't commit. Yeah, how did I get interested in criminal justice? I can't remember.
I want you to listen to me because I mean this. I want you to give all that up. And I want you to stop coming to see me.
Please don't ever say that to me again.
Hey, you know what criminal justice would be for me? My son not wasting his life. You're brilliant, man.
That's good, Dad.
Absolute best of the best.
Great.
I love that he gets to see this side of Barry's life a little bit more.
Barry Allen. Bruce Wayne. Tell me about this.
This is a person who looks exactly like me, but who is definitely not. Very attractive Jewish boy.
I never was a fan of the
I don't
suit.
drink milk.
Abrasion resistant? Heat resistant?
Yeah, I do competitive ice dancing.
It's what they use on the space shuttle to prevent it from burning up on re-entry.
There he is, the Batman. Long before superpowers, he had the power of determination and unlimited bank account, but determination and drive.
You're the Batman?
So you're fast at putting together a team.
Stop right there. I'm in. I need friends.
Great.
Can I keep this? How many people are on this special fight team?
3.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
Would you like to have some?
No, thank you. Put the water in first. Of course. So we don't scald. That's probably enough tea.
What are you working on?
It's a gauntlet.
A gauntlet that captures and dissipates energy.
It's Master Wayne's idea.
Maybe you should work on a lasso too. In black, of course.
Oh.
They're made properly.
Looks like you have a date, Miss Prince.
Oh, that's tough.
Why are you looking for me, Diana?
You know who I am.
I know more than you can possibly imagine.
Then maybe you already know I need your help. Happened to you. We need you, Victor. And maybe you need us.
I don't need anyone.
Whoa, he's fast. But this all makes more sense.
You were right about the metal sample from the Superman ship. When we bombard it with X-rays from the electron laser, look what happens. You're looking at the hottest thing on Earth. Exact words I said to my prom date. She dumped me anyway.
Little dude.
Do you think Batman is connected to the object?
No.
Commissioner Gordon, your messages.
Half of Gotham's reality challenge community showed up. Say they saw flying monsters.
Attacked by a flying vampire. Looked like a giant bat.
Sketch of the suspect.
Come on, you think he fights criminals for 20 years here and then he goes to Metropolis and kidnaps 8 people? I'll talk to him tonight.
Oh yeah, it's more familiar scenes.
Oh my goodness.
Where's the cyborg?
We met. Give him time. You must be Barry. I'm Diana.
Hi, Barry. I'm Diana. That's not right.
So this is us.
Yeah, this is us.
That's your signal. That means we have to go now.
Yeah, that's what that means.
It's so cool.
Is that Mira? Yeah, it's Mira. It's different hearing the underwater talk.
Come on, Mira. I told the king the perimeter guards were taken. He won't send reinforcements.
He's as short-sighted as he is cruel. All right, take what men we have left and form a phalanx around the mother box.
I love Mira's costume. Looks awesome. I love the underwater language. I never caught that before. Is this the first time we're seeing or hearing the underwater language? Oh man. Dude. This guy. She's got some powers. It's...
You can't escape.
I'm not trying to.
Whoa. Whoa, she's got some powers, man. Dang. Now these scenes make more sense. Oh. He's over the top, man.
Falco told me you would come. The firstborn of beloved Queen Atlanta. My parents died in the wars. She took me in.
What a saint. Your queen left me on my father's doorstep and never gave me another thought.
Your mother left you to save your life. It would have been her responsibility to follow that monster to the surface and stop him. Now, it's yours.
Sweet. Like its own little cocoon.
With the combined power of the two mother boxes, I've been able to finish the stronghold's defenses. Find them. They will tell me what they know.
Wow, so that was an awesome sort of action-packed episode again. I mean, I really like to see the backstory of those characters, especially Cyborg. I never really thought of him as It didn't seem to have a lot of depth before when I watched him in the original release version. You know, so it was good to actually go back and see his backstory and see the kind of person he was and see the change in his personality from sort of wanting his dad's approval in time to suddenly despising his dad, but now he's like basically a digital god, which is like crazy. And then that suit of his, like, did you see the thrust vectoring when he was just like first learning to fly and hover? It's like thrust vectors all over the place. It's like, wow. So you can basically just suspend perfectly. Awesome, absolutely awesome. I do love Mira's character. I think Amber Heard is just like perfect for that particular character, and you know, the suit and everything, that the costume, she just looks fantastic in it. And I think it, even, you know, her expressions and stuff really suit the character of Mira. So I love to see a little bit more interaction between her and Aquaman, and just interesting hearing that language underwater, like a dolphin language or something like that. I don't know if that's been shown before in movies with Aquaman, but I don't remember seeing it. So absolutely excellent part of the movie. Looking forward to seeing a bit more momentum now. With, of course, we've got the resurrection of Superman yet, and then the epic battle at the end. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. And I have seen teasers that there are some major plot changes to somewhere in that battle. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of that. So thanks again for tuning in, guys. As usual, if you liked the video, please hit that like and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Apart from that, I will catch you on the next one.